Today is October 8th, 2025. Yesterday on the 7th in Maslin, a couple was talking and said Michelle's family was running the scam for Michelle to get everything. Well, they said in 2018 and on. They were doing it for Michelle to get everything. I never even thought about it. Why would she deserve everything? Exactly. Why does she deserve everything from everyone? She doesn't. That's where I want to know how stupid you people are. Seriously. And no one's going to help out anymore. Ever since we heard her group admit they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And she has no memory of those people. Then later on, they even admitted that when they walked up and stabbed her with needles and injected her with those drugs, she don't even remember that. It works that fast. And they even admitted to torturing her. And they made fun of some agent and called him a coward. And then no one's going to back her at all. We all heard her admit this whole thing was her family's drug debt to some drug dealers. And they were doing all this to her. And they were even human trafficking. And to pay back those drug dealers, her and her family. And this is their debt to them. No one's going to help her. And no one's going to say a word to her. The day before, in Carrollton, where I did it in a tape that the sheriff, especially in like Stark County, they need to go down to Carrollton, make sure that they know it's not them, because these people are impersonating sheriffs and FBI agents, okay? That even at Virginia's restaurant, there was a waitress with dark hair and glasses was talking about the sheriffs down there bad-mouthing me. Well, it's not the sheriffs. It's that office. It's Michelle's dad's office. September 18th, 2025. Walmart West Tusk. It was that office down in the Tuscarawas County Courthouse, bad-mouthing her. The office behind all this. September 10th, 25. They were down there. It was them. It's not funny, they're impersonating the Portage County Sheriffs. And they're just trying to get the case thrown out. That's all they're doing. Okay. Well, on October 6, 25, where I had done that thing where the Stark County Sheriffs need to say something to the Carroll County Sheriffs that it's not them, and something to that restaurant. Well, Carl and I go down there, and I hear the waitresses talking. Some sheriff showed up. Said it was none of them down here, bad-mouthing her. It's some office trying to get the case, some case she's involved in, thrown out. And it's just some office impersonating people. Went down and told them, it's not them. It's just some office, and they know who it is. Okay. Well, went up into Canton, people were talking again. No one's going to ever say a word to her. We all heard Michelle admit that they were even human trafficking people to pay back their family's debt to those drug dealers. And that's why all this happened. Whereas September 30th, 25, that biker after 1 o'clock in the morning came down and confronted her outside my work. My car's back from the FBI and police for that FBI case. Well, Michelle's family sold the login. Everyone. You don't have it, it's rare. Everybody heard her. And the police and the FBI taped her. Full confession, and it's admissible if you argue under surveillance. They can use it in court. And all I did is argue with her. And she sang like a canary. In the beginning of the case, they said this whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. The whole thing. They make fool's bets. You bet everything you have in life. If you want it back, you have to pay back everything for everything's worth. Otherwise, you walk off with just your clothes on. You leave everything behind. It becomes theirs. They're fool's bets. Some guy had this really nice truck, been following me around for a while, disappeared. I thought, well, he gave up. Well, he showed up months and months later in a rusted old beat up truck. A beat up vehicle. It was really bad. I seen him. I thought, what are you doing in that? He said, I was stupid. I made a bet with them. I lost. I just walked off with what I had on. It took me months to come up with this. They took everything I had. Where you bet everything you have in life. For where he said he was in, where they said this whole thing is their debt to drug dealers, they must have made a fool's bet. Now you either pay back everything that you own and what it's worth, plus interest or double, or you walk away with nothing. He admitted September 18th, 24, Walmart 62. When he came in, they said that was Michelle's dad. That, Karen didn't know who Michelle was until January, February 19. No, I made sure of it until she announced herself. These people said that she threatened her, and if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her, and she didn't know who she was. She said no. Still never talked to her. Okay? I told the drug dealer that after everything he did to her, that no one had ever wanted her to leave her alone. For the bet between two gentlemen. For one bet that he could be so cruel, he could push me to suicide. The other one bet he could steal everything I had in life and have other people participate. That's Michelle's dad, trying to steal everything. The other one must be the other drug dealer he was talking about. Got it? He's a guy in Maslin. They talked about helping him get away with crimes. What's his problem? Helping him get away with crimes January 25th, 2019. And before that, why is he involving himself in crimes? He works for the cartel. Where, if you look back where all that money disappeared from the safe, my car getting scratched up, the attempted kidnapping, attempted carjacking. It was a Florida group, the ones that worked for Judge Peters from Florida, that showed up at Faith Family Church in January, February 19th. She was with them. That guy works for him. He helps them get away with crimes. So, Michelle, you think about it, Michelle's family made a fool's bet. Lost. Desperate. Needs to run another con real quick. There's Dave wanting his wife killed. Guy willing to kill his wife has his daughter date him. Little 18-year-old kid. Get him hooked. Go along with it. Won't care if he hurts his wife. Runs this big scam. Dave hires some guy named Pete on his own part of that group. Yeah. And this whole thing is a big con. Big scam, where they said for this whole thing is a scam. For everything is a lie. You don't do what's right, you'll go to jail for it. Where they said they made everything up on me March 20th, 24. They did. And if you go January 5th, 25, Walmart 62, the guy walks in with another guy that had been following us in Carrollton. Said, the guy, Michelle's dad, walks in and said, okay, January 5th, 25, investigators come in. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to a U.S. Marshal that she was weird with herself. We always knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. And that they had drugged her and told her to say it before. We have the agent over a case admitting he let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. So that's his daughter, but he's not the agent over my case. He's the guy from Maslin. Then you go January 30th, 25, Walmart 62. The guy comes in with the guy that was following us in Carrollton. He said the one that's from December 18th, 24 shows up again. That guy that was following us said, I already told these people I didn't think any of this funny when I found out she didn't even know who Michelle was until January or February 19th, them telling people that she threatened her and she didn't even know who she was. He said, I found out that Terry Coberly seen him almost kidnap her. Well, I really felt bad. What I found out was the medication here that made her sick before, and it was fraud. I really felt bad. I told them to tell her ex-husband when he called down to his office that I wasn't there anymore. And the police said she had rights and no one would say a word. Okay? The office behind it. Get it? September 30th, 25, well, after 1 o'clock in the morning, a biker brought Michelle down outside my work. Well, it said the guy's running this. The head's a cartel. Said no one's allowed to say a word to her ever again in her life. That they found out this whole thing is a debt. You're debt to some drug dealers. And you did all this. Is that what's going on? Yes, I'm sorry. She's not sorry. She's evil. She's got this stupid little girl act going on. And it's just a con. It's a con. The whole thing is a con. And he said, if I knock on that door and she answers it, will she even know who you are? Said no, and I don't want her to know who I am. And you had her skull crushed in and her raped and tortured. And she don't even know who you are? Yes, I'm sorry. And all because your family was in debt to those drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. I listened to September 13th, 23, when she met with her friend Matt Wooster, and he said the Ohio drug dealers were threatening that agent's life because he thought all those people, he was letting all those people get human trafficked, and it was your family doing it? Yes, I'm sorry. Your family human trafficked people to pay for your debt to those drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. I even listened to September 23 when the original drug cartel had already confessed. Our drug dealers already confessed that they photoshopped everything on her. Did you know that? Yes. I'm sorry. And the original cartel had already confronted her ex-husband that if it was a medication error and fraud that made her sick before, and he said yes, and that he knew it. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know that they encouraged them to sue those doctors for years for fraud? Yes, I'm sorry. Sang like a Tweety bird. Now, she already confessed to a federal agent on March 27th, 25 that was dating her on a ruse that the doctor from before was never one of mine. He works for them and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. She doesn't even know who he is. And when they bashed in the back of my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent and it didn't work. Okay. She sings. All you have to do is confront her. But she's sorry. She's not sorry. She's evil. Now, the first 2 months of the case, I went to my community health center behind Altman Hospital on 7th Street. The doctors told the FBI and the police that were there that, and even said stuff to me in front of them, that all the doctors from before were medical malpractice, medication errors, and fraud, and that they were all lying and ripping me off, and it was the medication making me sick. That's what they said in 2002. Proven in 2003 when I got off the medication, I got well. It was fraud. They encouraged us for years because they almost killed me. And they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. Encouraged me for years to sue them. Would even go to court with us. It's wrote up as fraud. December 31st, 23, I'm in Altman Hospital with a client in an emergency room. The nurses are talking, my God, nobody will ever back those doctors from before. They were all lying. They were lying so bad, my God, they said she had brain tumors and there was nothing wrong with her but her muscles locked up. They were lying and defrauding her. No one will ever back any doctor lying and defrauding someone and making them so sick and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. And it's the medicine making them sick. No one will ever back somebody lying, defrauding them, lying so bad that they say they have brain tumors and there's nothing wrong with them but their muscles locked up. And it's the medication doing it. 2 men walk by. I'm the one that watches her at night. I'm assigned to her. The other guy said, all those doctors were lying before. He said, yes, it was the medicine making her sick. They were ripping her off. And they caused all that. None of this is funny. So who do you think you're fooling? Now I want you to think where people have been talking. They lost all the backing of the cartel. They were talking in Walmart 62 after September 30th, 25. That family is lucky. That only thing the cartel did is hand her family over to the police on a platter. Take her down under their surveillance and start an argument so she confessed to all those crimes. And they would have him and she couldn't be disputed. Walmart 62. This is their dad. Or this whole thing is a bet between two gentlemen. One bet he'd be so cruel he could push her to suicide. The other one bet he could steal everything she had in life, have other people participate. Winner takes all. Agent John, I like my money. You know who's doing it. You have Michelle's confession. Even people are like, what are they waiting for? Michelle already confessed this whole thing was her family's drug debt. You do realize, with that being the attorney for the cartel, helping them get away with crimes. Dave met him. Like they said, we all know they knew each other before Dave started dating Michelle. And that's supposed to be Melissa's divorce attorney against John. That's how she met him. Talk about a conflict of interest. Now I'm going to get ready. I have to leave. But I like my money. What is it about him that Agent John, he thinks that you would rather let the cartel go before you'll pay me? Where they have been announcing after August 5th, 25, where they called you a coward. As if you didn't know that they were using hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it before that caused sleepwalking and no memory of anything. That's why I had the metal taste in my mouth. And when they drugged me and told me to say it before, you were telling people. You knew I was being drugged, being raped, and didn't care if the case started. Agent John even let him torture. Is he some kind of coward? Then August 7th, 25, they were saying it in Walmart. They have him taped saying that. All that. So, what is it where they said, why are they calling Agent John a coward? They're trying to get him found not credible either. So that the case, all the surveillance they have is thrown out. He defrauded her. Where they said around January 25th, 2019, after that, there's a big legal loophole that he told on her before he talked to her. That agent told people he should call the FBI hotline. And it's a big legal loophole. Keeps going back to he told first. Or even talked to her. See, then they say he doesn't even have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. And he's already told on her. He didn't pay her. He was defrauding her. See, that's where they've been saying that too. Now, that agent told on her for calling the FBI hotline before he talked to her. He didn't have the authority to ask her to stay quiet. It takes a judge in a jury trial freedom of speech. And he's already told. And he confessed on a recorded line. He had those people in his FBI office. They already knew the FBI was involved. He confessed on a recorded line. Everybody already knew. And then you don't have the authority to ask people to stay quiet, and he didn't pay her. He was defrauding her. You can't use something to defraud. Had no right around her. Since he had no right around her, they want the surveillance thrown out and every drug dealer arrested and anybody connected to be released because he had no right around her. They want the case thrown out and no one else arrested. They're going after the case. They also said that years ago they're going to set you up to be arrested. And they have told people that they're going to go after the government for endless amount of money. False arrest. All you have to do is pay me and stand up for me. What is it about him that he thinks you'd rather let the drug cartel walk before you pay me? What is it that he thinks that of you? I've wondered. I'd like a letter of thank you, sign it with your title, show it to my kids so they're proud of me. Then it's going to hang on the wall till I die. I almost died. I helped the government get thousands of drug cartel dealers that were connected to this. Hundreds of people were saved. And I got hurt really bad. Medical card too. Skull bashed in, raped, tortured, drugged till I lost 70 pounds, induced vomiting till my stomach shifted up underneath my ribs. My rib cage is damaged, bleeding from that ass. So is my shoulder. I had to go on bladder spasm medicine for 2 years from being tortured. I have a dent in my head that makes me stutter when I get really upset. Should have killed me from 12/21/18. I lived through hell. Well, you got surveillance on all those cartels. They would come up and mock me, who they work for, and what crimes they were doing, and investigators going after them. You fed me to them. Or those 2 agents in Belden office that remind you of my son Joshy. My kids. Walk by, look at all the people they hired to harm her. We can use her for bait. I'm a human being. I would like my money. Letter of thank you, medical card. And sign it with title. My friend Keith went to Faith Family Church. Michelle was there with the Florida drug dealers. Tess Moore goes there. She's seen them all. Judge Peter, the ones that said they were for Judge Peters from Florida, and they were hurting me before. Like she said, this whole thing blew up so big it took them a long time to get control over it. U.S. Marshals used my case, got 800. Keith met down with the Kent U.S. Marshals. Met a man, they actually saved his life because of me. Where the officers that work my case, you need to be proud of what you live through. Because of what you live through, you help save a lot of lives. The office, like my friend Walter from the prosecutor's office in Starr County, the place that work your case thinks so highly of you. You have a lot of great favor with them. The investigators that work my case, you cannot insult me in front of them. For we all know this woman is innocent. For we all know. Like Officer Mark said, it's documented and verified she was framed before, and it was a drug cartel in her home before. He'll tell you, my whole family defended me. And what will Officer John tell you about Melissa? Melissa got taped stating, telling the kids a lie, and the kids taped stating that they made everything up. They were games of pretend. FBI case. September 23rd, 2018 to October 5th of 2018, Starr County Courthouse. Witness Protection Program. Go to the FBI Drug and Task Force in Starr County, in the Starr County Courthouse. Tell them I said hello. In the Witness Protection Program, guys, tell them I said hi. You want to find the people over it? I like my money too. All you have to do is pay me, stand up for me, and Michelle's dad loses everything. It all goes away. And then you need to arrest him for her confession.